The golden generation of young American talent is starting to reach its peak years, and with that comes moves to bigger football clubs. With the wealth of the Premier League snatching up talent from across the globe, USMNT players are beginning to raise their profiles by joining top-flight English clubs. There has been a rich history of unlikely and inspirational stories around American players striking gold and glory in England since the Premier League was founded 32 years ago. Many have ventured to England, but few have truly succeeded to a significant degree in the English top flight. From John Hacks paving the way in the inaugural Premier League campaign of 1992-93 to the current prominence of Anthony Robinson at Fulham, here are Football Attitude's 11 of the best American footballers who played in the Premier League. Joe Max Moore. Having spent several years playing for German sides in the mid-1990s, Moore eventually returned stateside to play in Major League Soccer for the New England Revolution, where he became one of the most prolific strikers in league history. Over 90 matches in the MLS, he averaged better than 1 goal every 2 games and eventually tempted Premier League side Everton into making the league an offer. MLS sold the forward in 1999 for a bargain deal, and the American international wowed fans by averaging a goal per game in his first 5 appearances in Merseyside. That level of production, however, could not be maintained for long, as Moore only scored a total of 3 additional goals for Everton during the remainder of his stay. In total, Moore was featured in 52 matches for Everton before returning to MLS to finish his career once again with the New England Revolution. For the US national team, he represented his country in 3 World Cups and has scored the 7th highest number of goals in national history during his career. Jonathan Spector. Originally scouted by Manchester United while playing for the Chicago Fire's reserve squad in 2003, Spector was signed by the Red Devils and even won the club's Young Player of the Year award for the 2003-04 season. The young defender would make his first team debut in the Community Shield match against Arsenal in August 2004. However, Spector couldn't nail down a first-team spot due to his lack of experience, which prompted a loan move to then Premier League club Charlton Athletic. In 2006, the young defender made the permanent switch to fellow London-based club West Ham in a deal initially worth £500,000 in June 2006, ending his association with Man United after 8 appearances. While he often played centre-back, the club was known to utilise the American's abilities in a left-back position, despite the fact that he was a right-footed player. In 5 years with West Ham, Spector's career was jeopardised by injuries that severely limited his playing time, though he still recorded over 100 appearances with the club until his release in 2011. On the international side of things, he earned 36 caps with the Stars and Stripes from 2003 to 2015 and joined the national squad at the 2010 World Cup, although he did not compete in any matches during the tournament. Carlos Bocanegra. Like many American players, Carlos Bocanegra began his career in Major League Soccer holding a first-team spot on Chicago Fire's roster. He earned many of the league's top honors, including Rookie of the Year in 2000 and Defender of the Year in 2002 and 2003, while becoming the first MLS player to ever win the latter award twice. In January 2004, Bocanegra joined the Premier League by way of Fulham FC, the club that will define and constitute his entire England career. Primarily, he played centre-back for Fulham, but that didn't stop him from being the club's second-best goalscorer in the 2006-07 seasons with 5 goals, and also served as Fulham's captain for a brief spell. At the final tally, Bocanegra appeared in 116 Premier League matches at Craven Cottage and played a vital role as a key element in Fulham's defensive structure for 5 seasons. Claudio Reyna. Reyna, the former captain of the US national team, is one of the most creative and influential midfielders to ever wear an American jersey, and given his talent on the pitch, it's really no wonder he earned himself a several-year stay at some of England's decent clubs. After 3 years with the Virginia Cavaliers, Reyna spent a number of seasons bouncing around Germany with Bayer Leverkusen and Wolfsburg. It wasn't until he was 28 that he finally settled down in England in 2001, signing for Sunderland, but despite his prowess on the pitch, Reyna had the vast misfortune of being plagued by injuries during his Premier League stints. In 2003, the American was signed by Manchester City, constituting the highlight of his promising career. Unfortunately, his injury woes continued to follow him even in the northwest of England, but he still managed 4 years in Manchester and was appreciated dearly by City fans for his professionalism, creativity, and skill on the ball. After 7 years and a total of 115 Premier League appearances with 7 goals, he returned to the States and finished his career with the New York Red Bulls. Jeff Cameron. Some might be wondering what Jeff Cameron is doing on this list, but when you look at the cold hard facts, you'd agree that he deserves his place amongst America's greatest Premier League exports. Cameron played his whole Premier League career with Stoke City, a rather unfashionable side regularly ridiculed for their supposedly unattractive brand of football. Regardless, the Potters remained a consistent Premier League team for a decade, with Cameron being a part of the team for the latter half of that period. The American defender joined Stoke in 2012 and would play 168 times, scoring 2 goals and contributing 4 assists for the club before leaving in 2018, the season they were relegated. He is 5th on the list of most appearances by American players in the Premier League. Christian Pulisic. In terms of natural ability, Pulisic is one of the greatest ever American players, but to many observers, he underachieved in the Premier League with Chelsea. He did have a rough time with injuries, which increasingly limited his productivity in West London up until his exit to AC Milan in 2023. Despite all of that, the 25-year-old winger still managed 20 goals and 9 assists in 98 Premier League appearances for Chelsea, and was part of the squad that won the UEFA Champions League and FIFA Club World Cup in 2021. The Pennsylvania native is an alumnus of the US Soccer Development Academy and began his professional career at German Bundesliga club Borussia Dortmund, where he quickly progressed through the team's youth academy. Pulisic was then promoted to the senior team in 2016 at the age of 17, and such were his talents that he commanded an American record fee of £58 million when Chelsea acquired him in 2019. Nicknamed Captain America, Pulisic is the youngest player ever to captain the United States national team and has scored 28 goals in 66 appearances for the Stars and Stripes at the time of writing. However, the general feeling is that he didn't quite live up to his full potential while in the Premier League. Nevertheless, he's still got time on his side to stage a return and complete his unfinished business in England. Kasey Keller. Before the days of Brad Friedel and Tim Howard, there was Kasey Keller, a veteran of 4 World Cups for the USA but doesn't quite get the recognition he deserves. The goalkeeper signed with English club Millwall from 1992 from MLS outfit Portland Timbers, making his first appearance for the club a mere 2 months after the Premier League was created. When Millwall was relegated in 1996, they were essentially swapping places with newly promoted Leicester City. In doing so, they also swapped goalkeepers, selling Keller to Leicester, where he would spend the next 3 seasons as the Fox's #1 stopper. After a brief stay with La Liga side Rayo Vallecano, Keller was signed by Tottenham Hotspur in 2001, playing a backup role for Spurs into the following season when he landed the starting spot and maintained his status as Tottenham's top goalkeeper for 2 seasons. His stopping abilities waned post-2004, but he had already made his mark as one of the first Americans to consistently command a regular shot at a Premier League club. One of the greatest accomplishments of Keller's career came not in England, but in his legendary displays on the pitch with the US national squad, for which he made 102 appearances. With 201 appearances and 55 clean sheets, Kasey Keller is the 4th most capped American footballer in the Premier League. He also played for Southampton and Fulham before calling time on his long EPL career in 2008. Ryan McBride. In 1994, McBride began his European career in Germany with Wolfsburg, appearing 18 times before ultimately returning to the US in what appeared to be a failed opportunity at European glory. For the next 8 years between 1996 and 2004, the forward played outstanding football in America, scoring 62 goals for the Columbus Crew and becoming an iconic presence in Major League Soccer. Europe took notice once again, and this time the attention came from England. In 2003, the Crew loaned him out to Everton for a short stint where he turned heads by scoring 4 goals in 8 appearances. When Everton inquired to extend the loan, MLS rejected the request, preferring to sell the striker over another loan spell. While Everton may not have been the first in line to buy McBride outright, Fulham took little hesitation in making an offer. Subsequently, McBride earned a spot on Fulham's starting roster and made an impact on the club over the next 4 years as the Cottagers sensationally escaped relegation in 2008. In 140 Premier League appearances for Fulham, McBride scored 33 goals and was the club's top goal scorer in the 2006-07 campaign. Such was his impact in West London that he was named club captain in 2007 and had the club's sports bar at Craven Cottage named after him upon his departure. Tim Howard. Howard's performances in MLS with the New York Metro Stars, now known as the New York Red Bulls, allowed him to achieve a dream held by many footballers around the world, playing for Man United, who paid the Metro Stars $4 million to finalize the transfer in 2003. The goalkeeper's Premier League success, however, would not be recognized with the Red Devils, where he earned a limited number of first-team starts in his 4 seasons at Old Trafford. Regardless, Howard did make a considerable number of tournament appearances and was the first American player to ever win an FA Cup winners' medal after winning the final with United in 2004. In 2006, after struggling to find a significant role for the American shotstopper in their squad, United handed him to Everton on a 1-year loan. When the loan period expired in 2007, the Toffees bought Howard from United for a fee reported to be worth around £3 million. Over the next decade, he was a mainstay in Everton's goal, making a total of 354 appearances to take his overall Premier League tally to 399, with his 2008-9 season establishing a new club record for most clean sheets kept in a single campaign. On January 4, 2012, the American keeper scored against Bolton Wanderers, making him only the 4th goalkeeper to score a goal in the Premier League while also boasting 3 assists. Brad Friedel. After an immensely successful 1997 season with the Columbus Crew, during which Friedel was named one of Major League Soccer's best 11 and earned the league's Goalkeeper of the Year award, MLS sold the American to Liverpool, initiating one of the longest stays in England by any American footballer in history. Friedel would spend 3 seasons serving as essentially a backup keeper, appearing hardly more than 30 times for the Reds. In the year 2000, Friedel was transferred to Blackburn Rovers, who at that point were playing in the Championship, the 2nd tier of English football. His consistent performances in goal was a key factor in Blackburn winning promotion to the Premier League in the 2000-2001 season. The goalkeeper remained an unstoppable force in goal for the Rovers for several seasons to come, helping them win the League Cup in 2002 and also managing to score a goal against Charlton Athletic in February 2004. Given his success with Blackburn, Friedel eventually caught the interests of other Premier League sides, and after deliberation, the American accepted an offer from Aston Villa in 2008. In 2011, the American was signed by Tottenham Hotspur, where he would go on to have decent performances until his retirement in 2015. Not only is Brad Friedel an American great, he is a Premier League icon with a total of 450 appearances, a record for any North or South American player. After spending 18 years bouncing between 4 different Premier League clubs, the goalkeeper managed 132 clean sheets in the process. Clint Dempsey. Born and raised in Texas, Dempsey grew up to be one of the most adaptable footballers in American history, capable of filling a variety of attacking roles ranging from attacking midfielder to winger to fearsome and talented striker. He began his professional career playing for MLS side New England Revolution, where he bagged an impressive 25 goals in 71 appearances and aided the club in earning 2 consecutive playoff spots while reaching the MLS Cup final in 2005. Dempsey's success in the US caught the eye of several European outfits, particularly Fulham, who made a bid for the forward in December 2006. When his move to the Premier League was finalized for a reported £2 million in January 2007, it was at the time the most expensive transfer deal in Major League Soccer history. With Fulham, he was an integral part of the team, helping the club achieve their highest Premier League finish in their history after ending the season in 7th place in 2009. The following season of 2009-10, he was instrumental in leading Fulham to the UEFA Europa League final, where they finished as runners-up to La Liga big boys Atletico Madrid. Dempsey was awarded Fulham Player of the Season for the 2010-11 and 2011-12 campaigns after he was the club's top scorer for both. In the latter season, Dempsey became the first American player to score a hat-trick in the Prem, eventually becoming Fulham's all-time leading Premier League goal scorer with 50 goals and 60 in all competitions. The American would later join Tottenham for the 2012-2013 campaign, where he scored 12 goals, ultimately taking his tally to 72 goals across all competition for Premier League clubs, the most by an American in a top-tier European league. Along with his goals, the forward had 19 Premier League assists in his 218 total appearances. At international level, Dempsey earned more than 140 caps and scored 57 international goals, making him the nation's 4th most capped player and tying him with Landon Donovan as the top all-time scorer. He represented the United States at 4 CONCACAF Gold Cups, winning 3, and scored in each of the 3 World Cup tournaments he attended.